The Dreaming City, a place shrouded in mystery and magic. A place of swirling mist and ever-changing landscapes. It was the home of the Awoken, a race that was born between the light and the darkness. But now, the city was under a curse, and one way to help it was to save the Tekyun Setia from her taken corruption. As the sun set over the Dreaming City, with its intricate towers and looming buildings that seem to reach towards the stars, the curse stirs beneath the glamour and grandeur. Dark secrets lurked within its walls.
We've been tasked with saving a Tekyun named Setia. She's an awoken Tekyun who has been corrupted by the Taken. The Vanguard believes she can be saved, but we have to act fast before she is lost for this cycle. As we approached the Dreaming City, Docula saw that the Vanguard had changed their initial plan. Instead of going in with our usual fire team, he was now being assigned to work with a new team.
As they approached the Vanguard post, Docula's heart sank as he saw the two guardians he would be working with. The warlock, who went by the name of Nova, was a man of few words, but he was fiercely intelligent and his powers as a warlock were unmatched, but was notorious for his lack of communication and cold demeanor. And the hunter, named Police 3, on the other hand, was a master with his hand cannon and was known for his sharp tongue and even sharper aim, but was arrogant and often refused to work with others. Docula sighed, knowing that this mission was going to be a difficult one with this fire team, but he couldn't let his personal feelings get in the way of their goal. Their mission on this day was a crucial one. The debrief had warned them that the portal leading to her location was heavily guarded. As they approached the portal, they could see that the debrief had not been exaggerating. The area was swarming with Taken. The Dreaming City was heavily guarded by the Taken, and their first task was to enter a portal that would lead them to Setia.
We fought our way to the portal, dropping Taken after Taken, but as we stepped through the portal, things take a turn for the worse. The group was suddenly separated, and radio communication there cut off. We need to find a way to regroup. We found ourselves in a dark and winding cave. The only light came from the faint glow of crystals that lined the walls. We had to keep moving down the dark path, hoping this was right.
They finally find another portal, hoping to reunite with their fire team. But instead, they find themselves in a giant elevator room. The room seemed to stretch on endlessly, the ceiling disappearing into the darkness above. And before they could even catch their breath, Docula was attacked by Taken, spawning in out of nowhere. They were relentless, and Docula was quickly overwhelmed. Despite being a skilled guardian, Docula was momentarily taken off guard when shielded enemies spawned in.
What the hell is happening?
I think I know how to weaken their shields. We need to hit them with a charged orb first.
After clearing out the elevator, the door finally opened, revealing a giant ogre standing in their way. It let out a deafening roar and shot a powerful eye beam at Docula. With quick reflexes, he raised his shield, and with some precise shots that caused the ogre to stagger back, Docula was able to heavy the ogre down. But what they found inside was even more daunting. The next room was unlike anything they had seen before.
It doesn't matter.
The room was unstable and shifting between different dimensions. One wrong step and they could fall out of reality. Docula caught a glimpse of a fireteam member in one of the shifting dimensions, but couldn't reach them physically or verbally.
The constant changing made it almost impossible to clear out the enemies, as we were never sure if it was the same one we were just facing. But Docula noticed that killing the big boss ogre stopped the dimension shifting. It seemed like the Taken were controlling the shifting with their power. As we neared the source of the Taken corruption, we found Setia, her body contorted and twisted by the dark power. We approached her, then suddenly she vanished into thin air. In her place, an army of Taken spawned in, their twisted forms ready to attack. Is this her doing? Because of the curse?
It doesn't matter.
Docula fought his way through the Taken, but as we made our way towards Setia, we were faced with a problem. Setia had that same shield around her. To make that two problems, another army of Taken spawned in. And it seems like Setia has an unending supply of power, and the Taken Knights were proving to be a third problem. We weren't prepared for this.
Docula dealt a mighty blow with his hammer, injuring Setia and breaking her shield, but she did not seem to be released from the curse.
This wasn't in the report.
Docula knew that he couldn't let Setia slip away like this. He had to do something to save her. But as Setia retreated, more Taken appeared.
We followed her through a portal deeper into the heart of the dreaming city. Setia led us through a treacherous gauntlet of Taken snipers, their weapons trained on Docula, and fire-casting knights perched on floating rocks attacking us from all sides. My scans showed we were getting closer, but Setia suddenly stopped running. I think we've trapped her.
Docula looked around, but there was no sign of our fire team. They were on their own. The terrain was treacherous, broken floating chunks of rock with huge gaps in between them. Setia's eyes glowed with an otherworldly power as she tried to blast Docula off the solid ground. Pike warned him that if she succeeded, he wouldn't be able to revive him. And to make matters worse, the Taken army was slowly catching up, threatening to overrun them. Finally, they were able to break through Setia's shield. They defeated her and broke the Taken corruption that had consumed her. With one final burst of energy, the Taken's hold on Setia was broken.
We returned to reality and were greeted by the rest of the fire team who had just arrived through another portaland.
Docula couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. This mission had gone nothing like the debriefing he had received. His fellow fireteam members had no idea what he was talking about when he mentioned the battle inside the city. To them, it seemed like they had entered the first portal together and then exited together with no memory of a battle that had taken place. This was not something to be taken lightly, and Docula knew that this needed to be reported to the Vanguard. There was something strange happening in the dreaming city.